So we're talking about things that we typically say to people just out of habit when they're upset or depressed or sad or crying or emotional that sound really good, but then don't really have the same effect and really end up being not very helpful. Last week I talked about the phrases, it's okay, and don't cry. So if you want to hear my response to stuff like that, check out the video from last week. So here are a couple more phrases that we say that we mean really well, but doesn't really hit home the way we wish that it would. So the next time that you want to use these phrases, I'm going to give you some better ideas of something that would be a little bit more helpful to say. Everything's going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. Really? Can you see the future? Can you look at all the details in the situation and predict the outcome? I mean, even if you can, does that fix the situation of how this person is feeling right now? Now, I'm a huge advocate of knowing all the facts in a given situation. Believe me, if I don't have all the facts, I experience anxiety. So sometimes just getting all the facts helps me feel better. But if there's a tough situation going on in someone's life, saying everything's gonna be okay may sound like a really good pacifying platitude, but it's not going to be very helpful. And it's not as reassuring as it sounds. Everything may not be okay, and we don't know that. What we are probably trying to mean by this phrase is, don't worry, be happy. But again, when we're hurting, this isn't helpful. So instead of promising something that we can't control, take the focus off of the situation, which we can't control, and say something more validating. Like, you're stronger than you realize. Or, I believe you're gonna make it through this. So again, as well-intentioned as you are when you're saying everything's gonna be okay, when the person is in that situation themselves and they're hurting and they're feeling overwhelmed, you can't make that promise to them. And it doesn't actually make them feel better. But encouraging them in who they are and saying, you are strong. I believe you're gonna make it through this. That's gonna mean a lot more. Suck it up. Suck it up. Suck it up. I'll be honest, this was a phrase that was drilled into me as an athlete for many, many years playing basketball, and honestly, it was helpful and good and right in that setting. I think there's a lot of great settings where this is completely appropriate. Obviously, sports, combat, or any other situations where there's really no room for high emotions at that moment in time. But remember, we're talking about hurting people who are sad and upset or just really, really down. Telling a depressed person to suck it up is like telling a cancer patient, just get over it. I'm sorry, that's neither possible, feasible, or helpful. Not only is it impossible to do, it's completely insensitive and in opposition to their treatment and wellness. Feeling is the first step to healing when it comes to treatment, whether emotional or physical. If we try to stop allowing feeling, we might as well stop trying to heal. And that's not an option. So instead of saying, suck it up, muster up a little bit of courage and compassion and say something like, hey, it seems like something's really bothering you. If you want to talk about it, I'm here. And then listen without judgment. So again, everything is gonna be okay and suck it up might have really good intentions, but are not quite appropriate for the person who's really hurting. So just be mindful of what you say to a person who's in a lot of pain. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of This Full Life with Kelly. If you didn't catch last week's video, go ahead and watch that. See some other ways that we can maybe amend the things that we say to people who are hurting. And catch me next week on This Full Life with Kelly.